Welcome back to the Stick 'em Up podcast. Burundi, we are about 15, 16, 17 games away from the playoffs for each team in the NHL. It's coming down to the wire. Your San Jose Sharks, with their win earlier tonight, have jumped into a playoff spot. There's a lot of fun stuff going on in the league. There's a lot of really close playoff races in almost all the divisions. And yeah, we're going to break down some of the different things going around the league. So where do we want to start?
Well, before we get into any news, I got something here that we can kickstart the episode off with.
All right.
I got a little blind ranking I want to do here with you. And so the blind ranking is how much you like what these teams did at the trade deadline.
Okay.
So I've got 5 teams, the usual blind ranking, and you're just basing it off of how much you like what they did at the trade deadline.
Right.
Essentially. Pretty simple. So we'll kick it off here. The first team I got for you is the Columbus Blue Jackets.
The Blue Jackets. They added Connor Garland. Did they do a ton else?
That was really it. Was Connor Garland, who has been scoring so far for him.
I'm scoring enough that I picked him up in fantasy. You know what? I'm gonna put them in at number 2. It's not as much of a deadline move as a lot of the other ones. In the way that it's not a rental. It's not to go on a run this season, although they'd love to. But it's also just huge for their future. Because they obviously extended him, and that extension kind of
he came
it up
with
for
the
me
extension. Like he was already.
Oh yeah, he already had
Vancouver.
the extension.
Yeah.
I really like them getting him with term.
All right, so Columbus at 2. Next, the Anaheim Ducks, in the addition of John Carlson.
John Carlson's big swing. They gave up a first for him. I don't know if he's going to extend there or not. There's a decent chance of it. But they're planning on going on a playoff run. He's a great defenseman, very good offensive producer. I'm going to put that at... I'll still put it at a 3.
A 3?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we'll put the Ducks at 3. Next, Tampa Bay Lightning. Your Tampa Bay Lightning. And the addition of Corey Perry.
I was thinking about this one, where I'd put this one as well, and in my mind I was thinking this would probably slot right in under the John Carlson deal. So for that reason, I'm going to put that at 4.
Put that at 4. Very underrated addition, I will say.
Yeah, really, really good.
Next here, a seller on the list, the Calgary Flames. And this will include the Uyghur trade as well.
Sure. So I've been keeping number 1 open because I figure there's a very good chance that the Colorado Avalanche will be mentioned, and they would be my number 1 if I was to pick out of all the teams, not just 5. But the Flames did a really good job of selling off the pieces they need to. They got back some pretty good assets in a lot of the deals. I gotta put him at 1. I can't put him at 5. I might get Avalanche and I might get screwed here, but I think putting the Flames at 5 and the Avs at 1 is pretty much just as bad as Flames at 1 and the Avs at 5.
All right, and in my opinion, I think you actually did get a perfect list. Your number 5 spot, the Buffalo Sabres. The addition of Luke Schenn and Logan Stanley. And
there's another name in there.
Sam Carrick. Was it Tanner Pearson? Was it Tanner Pearson?
They might have.
Got? There definitely is one more. I'm pretty sure it was Tanner Pearson, though.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
But you put in Buffalo at 5.
I think I would put them at 5 too. Not to say they did bad, but the worst out
of them. You got Calgary at 1, Columbus 2, Anaheim 3, Tampa at 4, and Buffalo at 5.
I think you're right. I think that's kind of a
I think
perfect
you got
list.
it. That's the way I had it, because I always do one up for myself to compare, and yeah, that's the way I did it. So
Nice.
bang on, well done.
Hell yeah.
That was a fun little starting segment because something kind of still from the trade deadline now that we kind of got to see a little bit more. We kind of talked a bit about the trade deadline and all that, and then didn't really get to see some of these guys yet. So now we're starting to see the full picture for these teams with their new additions. So want to do that. I think you did a great job. But with that, we can dive into what's going on around the league here.
Yeah, absolutely. Do we want to start with the story that is several years in the making at the top there?
Let's do it.
The Ottawa Senators have got their first round pick back. They went the New Jersey Devils with Ilya Kovalchuk route of every year for 3 years they're allowed to either give up that pick or move it to the next year. And the idea is if they have a couple bad years, you can push it off, get that good pick, and hopefully be better. But the way both these teams have done, and now Ottawa successfully, uh, is that they're pushing it furthest away to get as much time between them, that pick, and the instance, in this case, the Evgeny Dadonov trade clause situation. Just put distance between it time wise. And at a certain point, the league just goes, okay. I mean, how bad was it? You can have your pick back. So they successfully got it back. They didn't get it back normally. It is pick 32. So whoever wins the cup gets a free upgrade to 31. Everyone bumps up a slot that is below where the Sens going to end up in the standings, and then the Sens will just be at the bottom. But 32nd overall pick versus nothing. That's a huge win for them to get that back.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to take what you can get. Yeah, I mean, we said it right from the beginning that, if you're Ottawa, just keep delaying it in the hopes that you get it back.
Yeah.
And obviously, we were right in saying that as they do get the pick back. Funny thing with it, obviously, because this all revolves around the Dadonov trade when he was traded from Ottawa to Vegas. It's Dadonov's birthday today, the day we're recording. So,
really,
someone pointed that out online. I was like, that's something cool and worth noting. Also worth noting with it, Ottawa can't trade this pick. They have to use this draft pick.
Oh, has that been announced? I didn't hear that.
That's what I read today. Yeah, they have to also pay $1 million fine, which, yeah, okay. But yeah,
did they not pay a fine back then, or I don't know.
I'm not sure actually. To be honest with that, I don't even know if they did have to pay a fine. I think it was just they got their draft pick stolen. But so
I guess it wouldn't matter because it was different. It was a different owner back then.
Yeah.
So frankly, that's kind of crazy because a big part of why this was such a storyline was since that happened, there's a new ownership group there, and they've been going, what the hell? The NHL didn't tell them that they were losing this draft pick. So they're sitting there going like, well, we're getting screwed over. So now you're making this new ownership group. You're finally being like, okay, we're not going to let the sins of the old owner fall upon you. You can have your first round pick, $4 million.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I mean, he's a billionaire. He's fucking fine. I don't even know if it's a guy or a group, but I'm sure they're good for it. But
yeah, so they can't trade the pick. They do have to use this pick.
Do you think it's coincidence this decision was made after the trade deadline? This recently after?
They probably had this decided before the deadline, but they chose to wait till afterwards because of the whole thing of they can't trade the pick. Yeah. So you just wait till after the. But I guess when we're
just kind of remove the temptation, so it's not a storyline whether or not they trade it. Just like we'll just. This is a good time for them to do it.
Because I did see people complaining about that, being like, well, they could have moved, but it's like, no. And second of all, it doesn't have as much value as a regular first round pick would because teams know it's 32.
Yeah, it's
like it is still a first round
pick, second round
but
pick.
it's not the same as if they just gave Ottawa their pick back in general, wherever they would finish, and
They're
allow
outside
them
of the
to trade
playoffs
it
right
that.
now.
Yeah, like that would be worth way more. But pick 32, like still valuable, but not to the same degree. So yeah, why even give it to them before the deadline and be like, here you go, but you can't trade it. Just wait till afterwards.
Yeah. But
But good for Ottawa, though.
good for the Sens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because frankly, it always felt weird that they got punished for that, but Vegas
Yeah.
didn't. Nothing for the agents involved. Like it felt weird that Ottawa just like kind of took the entire brunt of that.
Yeah, it was very. It was a very weird situation. So I'm glad that Ottawa still gets screwed over in this, obviously, because
Yeah.
assuming that they're not winning the cup this year, their draft, the value of their pick takes a big hit. But at least they did get it back. That's
Yeah.
something. But what's done is done, and yeah, storyline's wrapped up.
Speaking of something that was not done when we thought it would be, Nathan McKinnon the other night got a major penalty for goaltender interference. Um, he was driving to the net from the right side of the ice. At the last second, he turned his feet. It looked like he was going to go around the crease, and Darnell Nurse gave him a good shove. And he went straight through Connor Ingram. Connor Ingram actually got busted open. There was a little bit of blood on the ice. Like he went into him pretty hard. And the league actually came out earlier the next day, which is today, and took it back. They rescinded his they rescinded the game because he got a major penalty and a game misconduct, I guess, actually.
Yeah.
And they rescinded, was it just the game misconduct?
I'm
Or
not
the 5 minute
entirely
penalty
sure.
too?
I just saw that they rescinded the major,
Because
so I'm
that's what I
assuming
would
it's
that's what
the
I was
major
seeing.
penalty.
But I know they must have rescinded the game misconduct as well, because
Yeah.
he is no longer eligible for the Mikko Rantanen thing earlier this year, where if in
Yeah.
the next 2 games he gets another misconduct, he'd be auto suspended.
And that's
For that,
exactly
that's
why
why they rescinded. Yeah.
they did it. Yeah, and I'm all for it. Like, watching that game, I was in between on, you know, is it a game misconduct? Is it not? Because you've got the one side of, it looked like he was going to go turn and do a flyby until he got clipped by Nurse. But at the same time, the speed he was going, was he going to be able to, clear Ingram and not hit him? That's kind of where you have to base it off of. And so I was torn. And, if they gave him 2, I would have been like, yeah, okay. They gave him 5. I'm like, yeah, okay, because
You don't see 5 in a misconduct for goalie interference very often.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think they made the right call because again, it's so tough to tell with something like that, and it wasn't on purpose. Is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Or you can at least make the argument that it's not.
Yeah. One thing that I have not heard in this conversation yet is the fact that the goalies have been, we just talked about it, I think literally last episode, how the goalies in Edmonton and particularly Nurse have been kind of getting into it recently. And then Nurse pushes a Hart Trophy candidate through your goalie. And
Yeah.
it, maybe that's not the main thing, but it's one thing after another with them. Like they're up to 70 goals against in their last 15 games or something insane. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I was a bit annoyed when I first heard they rescinded it. Not because I didn't think it deserved it. Frankly, I thought it probably give him 2 minutes. He played close to the crease and got pushed in. Wasn't his fault, but he was close enough. Give him 2. But I was just annoyed they rescinded it because it flies in the face of one of my least favorite responses that I get about hockey and penalties. And that's when people say, we're not allowed to. We're not allowed to look at it. This is an unreviewable play. I hate when there is something incredibly fraudulent in a play that leads to a goal, and we all just have to go, but that's not the kind of thing they're allowed to review. You can review all these, but this one, nope, they just can't.
Yeah.
And this is one of those ones where, you know, it sounds like a lot of people from the league actually were expecting this to get rescinded. So maybe there's a bit more precedent than I know of as a fan, but
Mhm.
they're going back and they're saying, okay, that was wrong. The league says the refs were wrong. We're fixing it, which I do like. I hope it's the new precedent. And god damn
Yeah.
it, am I sick of saying that shit? What hockey fan isn't?
No,
We're
yeah,
all gonna
absolutely.
we're all gonna hate the word precedent by the time we're old. Um, but yeah, I don't think McKinnon meant to do it. I
Yeah,
don't
no.
think Darnell Nurse meant to do it either, but it just happened.
It's just one of those, freak accidents that occur, and
Yeah. Have you heard any update on Ingram?
no.
Because I heard concussion, but I also heard that the same day it happened, which felt way too soon for that to be coming out. So, like, I feel like that's just probably rumors.
Yeah, I'm,
Um,
I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything on his his status. I know he didn't play tonight against Dallas. Tristan Jarry got that duty. Let's take a quick look here. They don't got an
Ingram.
injury put on him or anything. He was the backup tonight, so
Oh, okay. Well, then he should be.
no, he's,
I can't
he's all
imagine
good.
they'd have him in there if he was good.
Yeah, but again, I do think the league made the right call on rescinding this, and hopefully within the next 2 games, McKinnon doesn't get a game misconduct, and then we don't even have to be
And then
worried
it would
about
be a
this at all.
whole thing. And yeah, luckily, it seems like the vast majority of people realize McKinnon wasn't trying to do anything. Like, I
Mhm.
haven't seen any Avs fans saying he shouldn't have got a penalty. They're just saying that a game misconduct and a 5 is pretty heavy handed. And
Yeah.
that still happened in the game. They're taking it back after the fact for, like, the books and everything and the
Hmm.
rules, but
Yeah.
McKinnon's they still got a 5-minute penalty out of that and their best player taken out of the
Out of the
game.
game, going up
And
against Edmonton's
Edmonton won.
power play. Yeah.
Edmonton won that game. So, that could have real playoff implications. Where the Oilers are right now, they might get in the playoffs by 2 points. Like, they
Mhm.
might get in by 2 points, and then they might end up beating the Avs at some point in the playoffs. Like, that's
Oh, that would
not
be
an
crazy.
insane, like, where everything's at right now, that's not an insane prediction. So,
Mhm.
that would, be one of those extra storyline, just that butterfly effect, the
Yeah.
Penguins losing the one game in overtime, and now this guy gets Bedard, like, just another one of those moments.
Just changes everything. No, absolutely. You're 100% right. Um, so we know McKinnon's not going to be dealing with any suspensions. Um, but I think Radko Gudas is after tonight.
I would be
Um,
shocked if he didn't. This is not my Gudis
I,
jersey, by the way. I'm not wearing my
I,
Gudis jersey.
I figured.
I'm wearing my new Point jersey. Picked it up today.
Yeah, I mean Radko Gudas, who has kind of been I mean the punching bag of Canadian fans who still hold a lot of resentment to him for, again, not on purpose, but was the one who injured Sidney Crosby in the Olympics,
Yeah.
and so kind of been getting a lot more eyeballs on him as of lately, and you're obviously gonna have the most eyeballs in the league on you when you're playing in Toronto,
Yeah.
and Austin Matthews finally scores a goal. He was on a 12-game goalless streak that he snapped, and then
Longest of
takes
his
a
career, I believe.
nasty. I think you might be right. And then takes a very nasty knee-on-knee hit from Gudas. Gudas got 5 in a game, and Matthews left the game.
Do you think it was
It's like,
intentional?
oof. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I watched it and I was like, he really puts his all into trying to hit him with the upper body, but his legs way out there.
way out there.
I mean,
Yeah,
if there's a guy who knows how to throw a body check, it's Radko Gudas. He knows that's not the stance, right? So
yeah.
it's one of those things where he really looks like he's trying to make shoulder to chest
And
contact,
it's almost
but
kind of like he
it
realized he
almost
wasn't
feels
going to
like
be
he
able to,
knows.
so it's like I got to stop him somehow. And
Yeah.
knee comes out nasty knee on knee. Um,
Did Matthews come back to the game? I didn't see.
I don't think so. No.
Ugh.
No, he was able to get up on his own power, but
Well, that's good. They should just shut him down for the season. What are they playing for? He's looked injured a lot this year already, and just the last few years. They're not playing for anything at this point in the year. Just shut him down for health's sake.
at this point, they're actually just playing to lose. Because again,
Exactly.
Toronto wants to get down. I mean, at least the management, no one wants them to get down into the top 5 and hold on to their first.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe after he scored his goal, broke the goalless streak, they were like, okay, there we go. We got that annoying little stat for the media out of the way. Now we can bench him. Like maybe he would have been done after tonight. But yeah, hopefully he's okay. And I guess we have a couple comparables. We can kind of play a little guessing game on what Gudis is going to get, right?
Before we do that, I want to say, yes, the Gudis hit was bad, like awful, one of the worst we've seen this season. And this, again, me and you, we've always kind of been Gudis fans, even though he
was my first hockey
plays the game the wrong way. It's sometimes you just have players that you like, and you can't defend Gudis on this.
No,
one, it was a reckless play, but it's not even the worst thing that happened out there, to be honest with you. I think it's, the hit's bad, but it's not as bad as the fact that not a single fucking player on Toronto did something.
Okay, I thought I was going to bring that up.
You just saw your captain's knee get destroyed. Didn't do a fucking single thing. And then I think it was in the third period, Lacombe hit Nick Robertson, and Easton Cowan goes out there and fights him. So you've got a rookie playing with more heart than anyone else on that team and defending players, let alone no one defended, your franchise guy, Austin Matthews. And then after the game, Morgan Riley took accountability, and he basically said, I take accountability for doing nothing, for not standing up for my guy that I've been playing here with for 10 years. It's, again, was the hit awful? Absolutely. Should Gudis be suspended? Yeah, but a team coached by Craig Berube, a team that everything's just been going so wrong all year for them, and to then see your captain take that, and
does this remind you of another play from earlier this year regarding the Leafs as well? Because to me, it instantly did. It was a long time ago. I like it. It would make sense if you didn't remember it.
If you just which one is? I'll see if I actually remember.
I believe it was. I want to say it was Colin Blackwell. Colin Blackwell, or no? Who's the guy who got sent? Mason Marchment. I believe it was Mason Marchment. Absolutely bulldozing through Anthony Stolarz. Leafs versus Kraken earlier this year, and that took Stolarz out for a good bit. And
yeah,
there was a storyline from the few games before that of, man, this Toronto team has no pushback. I don't know who they played, but they were getting pummeled. They were getting pushed around, no pushback, and they were like, we need to get something going. And the next game, goalie gets run the fuck over, and just nobody does anything. And Stolarz had to try and defend himself afterwards. He was like, I guess I'll fight.
Yeah.
And now their captain, the best player in franchise history over 100 years, gets kneed by a guy that is, I think it's pretty safe to say, is the usual suspect for a guy getting injured against in Radko Gudis. Yeah. Nobody does anything. That's goddamn.
Almost makes you wonder if Toronto's starting to regret moving Ryan Reeves. As crazy as that is to say, that's a guy that.
I mean, I guess now that that they're not going to be winning, because a team very actively trying to win isn't probably putting him in their
with cup aspirations in the lineup, and they won. Just saying.
With cup aspirations, he's probably not in your top 12.
No, but also if you're Toronto, you need at least one player with an ounce of toughness.
That is true.
Just one. And I mean, your toughest player is Easton Cowan.
Yeah. Was Matthew Nyes on the ice?
Give him an 8x10 at this point, right? And just lock him up. That's. I don't think Nyes was on the ice, no.
He's one of the few guys on that team that seems to stand on some business, but
yeah, I don't believe he was
it was rough. And Riley's comments, you've been there for too fucking long. This happened too many times. You can't just every time it happens.
Say I take
I
accountability.
take
but,
accountability. He says he takes accountability, but then he goes home and he sleeps the same. He does nothing changes. Like
and then rinse and repeat. Next
next
season.
time, yeah. Like that doesn't mean something unless the next time comes around and you confetti gloves and you fly in there like a maniac. And like, dude, I would so much prefer one of my guys like just go in there and fucking blindside punch Gudis in the head than do nothing. I would rather have psychos that can't control themselves than guys who don't even look like hockey players. Like
And I think that's fair, but it kind of goes to your question of
this.
what's the suspension going to look like? And I think the biggest thing is that this happens, a week ish after Malkin gets 5 for his slash on Darlene, and so that's kind of what is the precedent of something
That's
like
the
that
precedent,
gets 5. So
'cause
what do you
that's
do?
the
And in
biggest
my
suspension
opinion,
this year.
I would give Gudis at least 5. I personally thought this was worse than two-handed someone up high the way Malkin did.
No way, really?
I think so because the fact of
The lumberjack, like to the head, not to the shoulder, to the head. He hit him.
yeah.
I can't believe Darlene
know.
didn't miss a practice.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. I think it because of the fact that I think there's potential Matthews could be done for the year, and
And that
those
does
knee
matter.
on knee
They
are
say
like
it doesn't
just,
matter. We know it does.
are just awful. Like you could destroy someone's knee with that shit, and so like
They
the hit
do treat
itself,
things
yeah,
a bit
Malkin's might
different.
be worse, but because Matthews got like I don't know how Darlene ate that and was just like I'm all good. Let's keep
The
going.
goofy thing is, these guys are both Malkin and Gudis. They are two guys known for playing on the edge. They can lose their temper. They can do some heinous shit out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if by the Department of Player Safety standards, if either of them has a record, because they do like a rolling
Yeah.
record of like every couple of years or whatever it works. Your suspension history is cleared.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they do that. I get you want guys to have
Yeah.
a clean slate, but like, so wait stuff in the past less. But like, if Tom Wilson elbows somebody in the head and I have to hear some dude on ESPN go, he has no history, I'm
He's not a
losing my
repeat
mind.
offender. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
No,
shut
100%.
up, man.
What do you think Gudis gets though?
I'm thinking he matches Malkin. I think it's 5.
That's where I think it's gonna end up. I think it's.
I think there is a chance that the league takes this as an opportunity to be like, that's some good press we could get, and they'll be like 10 games, and then they'll make a post and be like, you know how the 1 year, like 3 or 4 years ago, they were like, we're gonna crack down on slashing. We're gonna fucking hit everyone for slashing and try and eliminate it. And they just called everything. Like, I could see them doing that with kneeing, being like, we're gonna over punish this, and hopefully it's the last kneeing incident for a while. I could also see him getting more especially if they come out before the suspension announcement and say Austin Matthews, we're shutting him down for the year. That's a very marquee player in the marquee market.
Yeah.
So if that happens, I could definitely see it going higher than 5, but I think like 3 is the minimum. And I'm expecting more of a 5, something like that.
Yeah, I think 5 is probably where it'll go. Yeah.
Yeah. And depending if he has any recent suspensions that'll count on his record, that could very easily
I don't know if he does at this
bump
point.
it up.
No.
It feels like it's been a bit. I don't remember the last time.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's made some questionable hits
general.
with the Ducks, but I don't think any that he's gotten suspended for though.
There's been very few suspensions in general over the last 2-3 years, so there's not a lot of guys who get suspended and have a record of suspensions. So, but
yeah,
we'll definitely report on that when it comes up next. I don't think we mentioned it at all on the top of the podcast, but I am heading over to Vancouver for a good portion of next week. So there will be one more episode after this one coming out regularly scheduled. But after that, next week, our late week episode will be a little bit later because I'll be getting back later in the week. Just so all you lovelies out there know that we are going to be a little bit late on that one, but it'll still be coming.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was good time to bring it up there, actually. Next up on the list here, Nick Schmaltz. Sticking around in Utah. 8x8.
You know, it's funny because it's an 8x8, right? So I guess first, what are your thoughts on that?
I like I don't mind the 8 million per year. And it's
Right.
not even just because the cap is going up, but it's more so just because of how much money they're saving on Dylan Genther's deal, on Logan Cooley's, on Clayton Keller right now, that they can kind of afford to pay a little bit more. Like I would have liked if they could have gotten Schmaltz around the 7 mark. But 8 mil per year is fine because there are other areas where you're saving a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, like
Guys
Dylan
are getting more
Genther, Logan
expensive.
Cooley should be, getting more than what they're getting. But I don't love the 8 years.
I think that's the
I
common
would have
sentiment.
I would have liked I would have liked to get him on a 7 mil per year for like 6 years. I think would have been like an A+ deal.
Yeah.
But this isn't bad. Like it's not great, but it's not terrible.
Do you remember
They
at
could
the
probably
start
move
of the
on from
season,
it at some point.
Nick Schmaltz was
He's
10
first
games
in
in? He was like
scoring.
the leading Hart contender at the time. And we were sitting here talking, is this motherfucker going to get paid double digit money? Like we thought he was going to get 10 mil. So
Yeah.
obviously he cools down a bit, that was never going to be sustainable, but yeah, I think 8x8's pretty solid for them. It's obviously long for a 30-year-old, but I don't think I mind it too much. I think people are just not prepared for how much the cap's going to go up. I heard another projection the other day from sources that it sounds like over the next not including the jump the cap will make this season. So in the next seasons from the next 2, 3, and 4. So like that 3-year period after this one, they're expecting the cap by the end of that to be up to 130 million.
Yeah.
And what's it at right now? Is it even at 100 million yet? I think it's at 90
it's like
something.
87. Oh, maybe 90 something.
Like it's crazy how much they're projecting it to go up by. And if that's the case, people are saying I'd rather give him a 6-year deal instead of an 8. And like, I definitely get the sentiment behind that. But obviously they had to give him the 8 to compensate him to get the AAV down. But if that's the projection over the next like 4 years, by the time you're at year 6, the cap might be at 140 million. Like this might be 5th best defenseman money. This might be 3rd liner money at that point. Like it might jump that much.
You're right. It is going to continue to go up.
95 mil. 95.5 million is
what's that right
salary
now?
cap.
Oh,
yeah.
I guess higher than I thought. Yeah. I mean, right now, to me, it's I don't love it. I don't hate it. But for the positive side for Utah, I would rather have given Schmaltz this deal, I think, than lose him, as I think he is a very valuable part to the team. So if this is what they had to do to get it done, I'll still give him a thumbs up, though, because the alternative of losing him, I think, is worse. So,
do you happen to know, is there trade protection on this? I assume there's some. But
I'm actually not too sure. I didn't really look up the deal at all to see if there was any.
Clauses: full no move in the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
Then it goes down to a full no trade, so the move part is gone in years 3 and 4, but still no trade. Then in years 5, 6, 7, and 8, it goes down to. Oh, sorry. In the years 5 and 6, it goes down to
5
a
and
16
6.
team no trade, and then in the last 2 years, it's an 8 team no trade. So
So
every 2 years,
that's
it
actually
gets
pretty
better.
good structure. Yeah, that's actually not bad.
Yeah,
I
you can
don't
add.
mind that part
If
actually.
you really need to move it in those later years, you can absolutely find a team
Yeah,
that'll take them. Maybe you attach a pick, but
and Utah will be a good team by them because by then a lot of
yeah,
their prospects will be coming up. You'll still have your core guys. So yeah, if you got to pay to move on from it down the line, like so be it.
yeah,
Um, that's kind of all the news we got actually going on around the league right now. We're only
yeah.
35 minutes in. Is there anything at all you wanted to discuss?
Um, you know what? Let's take a look at the
Any
standings.
storylines? Any?
Well, there is one. The Detroit Red Wings are on
Yeah,
a bit of a rough patch, and their playoff hopes are looking rougher and rougher. They are, I believe, still currently in a playoff spot, but they are losing a lot of games recently. They just lost another one tonight to Tampa.
and they announced
Vasilevsky
today
hitting
that
30
Larkin
wins again.
is out 2 weeks.
Matching that, I believe, is
Andrew Kopp.
Cop. Is it okay?
Yeah. So they're the top two centers are out for the
I
next
mean,
couple weeks.
your top two centers is important, and yeah, they're 4, 5, and 1 in their last 10. Luckily for them, the Sens and the Bruins haven't been super hot. Well, the Sens are actually 6-2-2. They're doing pretty good. Um, Bruins 4-3-3. They're not doing great, but the Wings are only 1 point above those Bruins. I could
And
very
Columbus
likely
is
see them
only
get
two
past.
back. Like Columbus is right in there.
They're
It's
right in there.
and that's the reason I went with Detroit to miss the playoffs in our last episode was because of these injuries. And we've kind of seen it happen with Detroit before where they look like they're in a good spot and then they kind of have a little bit of a rough stretch and towards the later portion of the schedule and that kind of sinks their playoff chances. And it's again it's gonna be tough. Like you lose your 1 and 2 centers for 2 weeks when you've only got like about a month left.
Yeah,
Like
this March just seems to be this team's the bane of their existence.
yeah.
Um,
Again, like I hope they make the playoffs. Like
yeah,
I would love to see Detroit back in the playoffs and you know let Detroit fans experience playoff hockey with this new group that they've got. Um,
I want to
but
see
yeah,
Mo
it's gonna be
Sider in the
tough.
playoffs, man. That
Yeah,
guy's a
I want to see Dylan
beast.
Larkin in the playoffs. I want to see
Like,
Patrick Kane back in the playoffs. Like it would be a very fun team and could definitely potentially get hot and go on a run. But you got to be able to get there now without your captain, without Dylan Larkin.
yeah,
It's not going to be easy. It's possible, but if,
yeah.
if I was to bet on are they going to make it or miss it, unfortunately, I'm betting on them to miss it. But I'm still rooting for them.
They A lot of the teams have looked very dangerous against the Lightning recently. Um, Partially because we've been playing some good teams, partially because our team defense has been crumbling as of late. Um, but the Red Wings, they did not have a lot of players that looked dangerous with the puck. Um,
Yeah,
Patrick Kane, every time he touched the puck, you knew it was him. DeBrincat, every time he touched it, you knew it was him. Like they both looked like killers out there. Other than those two, I can't remember a specific time any one player grabbed it and I was like, "Ah, fuck. They're cooking." Like, it was really just those 2. Mo Seider made some nice moves, but he's not jumping up into the offensive zone too hard, and, he's pretty responsible defensively, so he wasn't taking too many chances. Yeah, missing Larkin is really, really
it's
gonna be rough for them.
yeah. Again, all I could say is like, can they make the playoffs? Absolutely. It's going to be tough, and they're going to need you know guys that they've kind of relied on in a bottom six role to step up and contribute. They're going to need the young guys to step up and get done. You're gonna need Patrick Kane to step up and lead this team. It's again, it's very doable, but with the teams right around him as well, and it just kind of feels like one of those things. It's like it's just nothing goes right for Detroit in the month of March, and this season could be another chapter in that book.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. So hopefully they could turn around. A little bit of other noteworthy news from that game: Vasilevsky getting his 30th win of the season. That is his 9th season in a row doing so. Second goalie all time to ever have 9 30-win seasons in a row. Only second to Martin Brodeur, who I believe done it 12 times in a row. And at the same time, Kucherov hitting 1,100 points on his career.
Nice.
He was called on the goal that it happened. He kind of grabbed the puck and was kind of spinning around, and Cooch was ready to unleash a wicked one-timer. He was calling for it, and Point just took like kind of just one of those really sneaky, just seeing eye shots from like the top of the circle. It just found the back of the net.
Oh yeah,
and like so they're showing he goes back to the bench and they're showing the graphic of him having 1,100 points, and Cooch is just sitting there stone faced, just does not fucking care. He's like, I wanted that pass. That was pretty funny. I imagine we'll probably see that in a couple of memes around. But yeah, I think that's the majority of the news.
It's really it. Like there's not a lot going on right now. We kind of already kind of brushed through the standings last episode. Maybe we'll do that next week in the later episode once you're back. And maybe the standings will be a little bit different. We'll have, another week's worth of games that have gone by. But yeah, right now it's just teams are playing around the league again. Like there's no trades going on, no free agency signings or anything.
Can I say something? Can I say something awful?
Yeah,
sure. They're not mathematically eliminated. The Florida Panthers are on a 3-game winning streak. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I'm just saying, everyone's acting like they're out now, and we still have like 15 games to go. There is still time for Armageddon to happen. There is still time for Boston. There is still time for the Red Wings, the Blue Jackets to all have a collapse, and the Cats to sneak into the playoffs somehow. I don't want to. I don't want it to happen.
It's a scary thought.
They're at 3 in a row, so there's a lot of losing streaks right now in that wild card race at the moment. So maybe we'll keep an eye on that as well.
Keep an eye on that. Yeah. No. Absolutely. Yeah. Again, and until they're mathematically eliminated, the possibility for Florida to go on a run is not possible whatsoever.
I'm trying to like want them to lose, but I also want them to like win enough that they're not even in the lottery balls. I don't want that evil invited into the world in any circumstance. Yeah, we'd have to become a football or a basketball podcast or something if the Panthers won the lottery.
Last thing here before we can jump into something you have planned for the end of the episode here. Toronto obviously did lose tonight, but the teams below them, Winnipeg did lose, but they lost to the Rangers. But St. Louis, the New York Rangers, Chicago, and Calgary all won tonight. And those are 4 of the bottom 5 teams. So
wow.
Toronto lose a game, and a bunch of teams below them. Vancouver is losing 3-1 right now, but again, no one's going to fall below Vancouver anyways, so. But there's at least a little bit of a silver lining, I guess, for Toronto fans tonight is you did lose, but a lot of teams below you we gotta win, so.
The Winnipeg Jets needed that win against the Rangers. Like,
yeah.
If they win that game, they're up to 64 points. The Sharks won tonight. They're in the wild card too. They're at 68. Like they're not out of it for having.
No, they're right back in it.
They have 64 games played, so they have 18 games left.
Huge loss though. It was a
Like,
huge loss against.
because that's one of the few ones you need to pencil in as a win, and then to get to the playoffs,
Yeah.
you need to steal a couple games from if you have a Minnesota game left on the docket. You know, you need to
Mhm.
beat some of those playoff teams, and you need to secure those bottom wins. Like,
Yeah.
and they lost in Madison Square Garden. No, it was in Winnipeg, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in Winnipeg.
Um, I mean, what do you argue is worse, losing at home or losing at the worst home team's arena?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
absolutely. They're right. They're right in it though. You're 100% right.
but
It
that
is a bit.
hurts.
It is a tough loss for them, but again, like they are only 6 points back, and it is, you know, a team
18
like San
games,
Jose that they're
you
chasing.
can make that up. You
Yeah,
absolutely can.
absolutely. But with that, we can dive into our final segment here. I don't know what we're doing here. This is all you this time, so I'm just going to
True.
let you.
Well, there is one thing about this that you know, and that's how it works. Because you actually did one of these earlier this episode. The game I have prepared for us this week is I'm calling it keep or cut, but it's basically a blind ranking,
Okay.
or not a blind ranking, I guess, more of a blind pick. Basically, I have 13 players listed, and I'm going to go through them in order. And you get to keep 5 players, and you're going to have to cut the other 8.
Oh, okay.
But you're
Is it
not
doing
going to
the
know who
players
comes
one at a
next.
time? Okay. Oh,
Yes.
fuck. Okay. And what is this
I
based off of? Like, am I trying to build like a perfect lineup or
However you
like
want to look at it.
overall or on this season? Because it's
If
all
you want to
active
look at it
players, I'm
as,
assuming.
yes, they're all active
Okay.
players. If you want to look at it as, to win a playoff series or to win a game 7 or something like that, or just to make the most dominant 5-person lineup, basically. I don't think we
Okay.
need to worry about like not like building a franchise or anything, because then
Okay.
younger players will obviously be more valuable.
So just kind of like building a team up right now with the guys to going around.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
All right. This is obviously there are no goalies in this. There are a couple defensemen, but it's majority forwards.
Okay.
So, however you want to value defensemen versus forwards is totally up to you.
Okay.
Player number 1, keep or cut, Robert Thomas.
If you asked me in the last off season, probably would keep him, but having a bit of a rough year, is on a bad St. Louis team, but also struggling to stay healthy. So I'm gonna cut Robert Thomas. I'm a big fan of
Okay.
Robert Thomas, but this season is not done it for me.
Fair
I
enough.
predicted him to get 100 points, so I'm cutting him because
I
he
love
makes me
that.
look like an asshole.
That would have been crazy if they were this bad and he put up 100 points. Holy shit.
Could have been.
That
Yeah,
would
I'll
have
cut
been
him.
a deadline banger if that happened. Um, Player number 2, Cheeks himself, Austin Matthews.
Oh, cheeks. This destroyed knee. Cheeks with his bum knee.
We'll go Matthews pre-knee incident.
Pretty. I still might
But
cut him.
after he scored the goal.
Because we're not talking about international play Austin Matthews. Like, he was awesome at the Olympics. But since coming back to the Leafs, he's been bad. And I know that because I got him on my fantasy team. I was so happy to finally get him, and he decides he doesn't want to score goals
In
anymore.
this situation, he'd be on your team though, not the Leafs. So he'd be on the Burundi Bears. So
I'm gonna cut him. He's had a rough season.
you're not wrong.
He's just had a rough season. It's the same thing as Robert Thomas. Like, I would have taken him if we did
The
this at
team
the
around him is
start
also
of the season.
falling apart. Yeah.
Sure, but he's your franchise player. He's the guy getting paid the big bucks. He's the guy you stripped the C off Tavares and gave it to him, and you could argue the franchise has gone downhill ever since that move.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cut Cheeks. How many
All
players in
right.
total? You said there was 13, right?
13. So you cut 8 and you keep 5.
Okay, so I've already cut 2. Okay.
Player number 3, Artemi Panarin.
Oh, maybe I should have kept Cheeks. Um, I think I'm gonna cut Panarin.
You're going to cut Panarin?
I've actually liked his game a decent bit in LA more than with the Rangers, but
He looks so fun compared to all the other Kings players out there. Like, you can
yeah,
tell the other guys have been coached to play Kings hockey for a bit. He's just Panarin's having fun.
yeah, he's having a blast, especially now, getting out from the Rangers and losing. But I'm gonna cut him. I can't quite explain it,
Yeah.
but I just I think there's gonna be a better option. As
No,
crazy as that is to
that's
say.
fair.
But
That's
again,
fair. I will
I've really
say
liked his game with the Kings.
everybody who I have on this list, I would describe as elite. Like
Okay.
I'm not gonna be giving you a freaking, you know, Ryan Reeves on there. Um elite fighter, but
Yeah. Great
yeah.
fighter. It's not
Yeah.
against Olivier.
Yeah. Well, not a lot of guys can look very good fighting him.
No. Yeah. I'm gonna
Player
cut
number
Panarin though.
4, Mikko Rantanen.
I'm gonna keep Rantanen. I'm gonna
Quick,
keep Rantanen.
decisive.
Yeah, I mean, you need that power forward, right? You need that guy up front that can play with some physicality. We know how clutch he can be.
Yeah.
He's, hell of a player. Sometimes plays a little bit dirty, but I mean, maybe that's what my team needs. Maybe that's what Toronto needs a little bit. A little bit of dirty play. So,
Rantanen wouldn't have he would have probably gone and give a pretty healthy shove to
oh yeah,
Gudas.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, you need a player like that who's got skill, but is also a
Not afraid to mix it up.
yeah,
I like that.
a little bit of do it all.
Player number 5, Kirill Kaprizov.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep Kaprizov.
You're keeping Kirill the Thrill.
Yeah, you know
Rantanen,
what? I
Kaprizov.
think
That's a pretty sick
yeah,
winger
it's a
combo.
pretty good combination for wingers. Yeah, I like Kaprizov's game. I mean, he's one of the top scorers in the league this season.
Yeah.
I don't love how much he's going to be getting paid soon here, but Minnesota had to do what they had to do to keep their franchise icon, so I don't blame them.
They've
Yeah,
never had a player like him, so
like
it
Kaprizov
makes sense.
is by now he is a top 10 talent in the league.
Yeah.
In terms of just skill,
At
top
the
10 talent.
very least borderline, like I might have to break the players out and number them to figure out if I would for sure have him in there, but he's at least in the conversation for it.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
I think I definitely have him in there. I could be wrong again. I'd probably have to, list him out, but I do think I would have Kaprizov in my top 10. So,
Yeah. No, fair. Player number, what are we at? 6. So you've
6.
kept 2, you've cut 3. Player number 6, Matt Boldy.
Yeah, I'm going to have to cut Matt Boldy. That's tough. Because I can't even say anything bad about Matt Boldy. He's one of my favorite players in the game right now. And again, he's tied with Kaprizov in goals. Having a hell of a year, plays a great two-way game. But I got my 2 wingers. So,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm going to get a better chance for someone in the middle. So
That's fair. Yeah, and
it's just Kaprizov
you don't have to fill out a lineup.
in first.
Like if you want to take another winger, if another good one shows
Mhm.
up, go for it. But either way, Matt Boldy is getting cut. Player
Just
number
unfortunately getting
7,
cut.
Adam Fox.
I don't even know how many defensemen are on this list.
Do you want to know how many?
No, I feel like I shouldn't know.
Okay.
I feel like I shouldn't know. So what have I done so far? I've cut 4. I've kept 2, so that's 6.
Yeah.
After Fox, there'll be 6 more players.
Yeah. Some pretty good names out there.
I do like Adam Fox, and he should be a gold medal winner right now. He should have a gold medal, but he doesn't.
I hate when I hear people being like, "Damn, he made the right calls by not bringing him." It's like
Yeah,
your team can win and still have made a boneheaded decision.
Yeah.
Both things can be
But
true.
I'm gonna make that bonehead decision. I'm gonna cut Adam Fox.
You're cutting Adam Fox.
I'm gonna cut Adam Fox. That one might
Bill
be
Guerin. Bill
that
Guerin
was
has
a
just
tough
followed
one,
you on
but
Twitter.
I don't know. I did cut Matt Boldy, so
Nah. Well, but you got Kaprizov.
no, that's true.
Player number, what are we at now? 8, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Keep or cut David Pasternak.
Oh, fuck. You know what? I'm gonna keep him because Mikko Rantanen can play at the center. Mikko Rantanen can slide into the middle.
As soon as you move him to center, it's like he's looking like Evgeny Malkin out there. Like he's
just two-handed guys, just getting nasty. Yeah,
right
and then you put Pasternak Kaprizov. I like that. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah,
there's a chance one of them might be getting moved back to the blue line soon here, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right, so you've got 3. You got only 2 spots left, and we got 5 people to go.
All right.
The next player, Sam Reinhart.
That's tough. That's a really, really tough one. I'm gonna cut him.
Okay.
It's just because I don't have room for him.
You just don't have room for him. You think
there's better guys to cut him, but that's what I'm banking on. Because what do I got now that I cut Reinhart? I can pick 2 out of the last 4.
Yeah,
which I'm okay with that. And Reinhardt's been good, but isn't having the greatest season. Didn't have the best Olympics. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna say, hey, you know what? We just want you to rest. You're not good enough right now. Go rest up and then come back. Try again.
We'll talk in free agency.
Yeah. I'm gonna
All
cut
right.
him.
4 players left, 2 choices that you get to keep, 2 to cut. The next player, Jason Robertson.
Oh. He's the best American player. Should have a gold medal. Doesn't have a gold medal.
That's still insane that they didn't bring him. Like, what? He literally does everything except skate fast, and like they've never not picked somebody because of that before. You gonna keep or cut Robo?
I mean, the way that I'm doing, because I'm doing everything as of like today, right? And so Robertson's having a hell of a year. He's having a great year. He plays again, is he fast? No, but he's got a great offensive game, great defensive game. So I'm gonna take Jason Robertson. I'm gonna keep him.
You're gonna take Jason Robertson. Okay.
He does a little bit of all, and he helps on the defensive side.
All right.
I don't know if he's going to be one of my defensemen yet because I don't love that foot speed, but as right now, he's on the team though.
All right, so you have 1 keep in the last 3 players.
Yep. I got to keep 1. I got to cut 2.
The first of those 3, Kyle freaking Connor.
That's going to be a cut for me. Again, I love Kyle Connor. But compared to these guys, it's just he just doesn't cut it for me. Again, great player, but
that's fair
with
enough.
The likes of some of the other guys, he's kind of falls just a little bit short of the requirements for the team. So
there's nothing wrong with not being on the level of Pasternak, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
There's not a lot of guys that are.
Yeah.
So you have 2.
So that's a pretty. I don't love to cut him, but it's a pretty easy cut.
Yeah. You have 2 left.
All right.
So if you don't take this next player, you are forced to take the final player. Again, there's no non-elite players. So like, even if the last player isn't as good as the second last, if that's the case, it doesn't ruin the whole thing.
It's not Ryan Reeves.
No.
Okay.
It's not a poison chalice there.
Okay.
last player where you get to choose to keep or cut before that final pick that basically is made based on this one. Macklin Celebrini.
See, the problem is there's a very good chance you've got something like McDavid or McKinnon or Draisaitl waiting at the end. But I'm gonna keep Celebrini because at least I know he can work on the. I can put him on the blue line.
I mean, he's a beast.
I mean,
right?
I think my blue line is probably Celebrini and Kaprizov.
I would say Kaprizov. I feel like he's got the
just for the skating. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I run up front, Rantanen centering Pasta and Robertson. I don't hate that. Again, I don't know who's left. If based on what we've gone through so far,
I have given you one hint so far as to not necessarily who this player is, but I guess there is a hint on something about this player throughout this quiz.
Oh, it is a defenseman. No.
There is another defenseman.
Oh no.
Okay.
As long as it's not Makar, Hughes, or Renski, I'm actually okay, I think.
Would you have taken if you knew the choice was Werenski, would you have taken Werenski over Celebrini?
Yeah, because I need a fucking defenseman. Absolutely, I would have.
Well, fortunately for you, it was not Zach Werenski. Okay. Unfortunately for you, it was Cale Makar.
Oh fuck! Yeah, that's okay. So that's better though, because at least going into that, before I knew it was Cale Makar of all people, the only thing I probably would have done is I would have dropped Robertson for Adam Fox.
I was gonna say, like, honestly, like
but I'm at least happy that I didn't take Adam Fox and then end up with Cale Makar. I don't want two right-handed defensemen. I don't want that. I mean, like, my blue line's dog shit.
I was just picking this team based on the same criteria you were, and I just got to pick 5 out of the 13. I think I'm still taking Pasternak. I'm still taking Kaprizov. I'm taking Celebrini. I wouldn't take Robertson. I would take Makar.
And no shit.
And then, I mean, maybe I would have taken Matthews instead of Rantanen, but like, that's at least an argument.
I mean, looking at it now,
for doing this blind, I think you did really well.
I probably, knowing how everything went in the end, I probably would go with Celebrini, Pasternak, Kaprizov, Makar, and then Reinhart. And I would have had Reinhart be on the blue line.
Fair.
I think is probably the way I would have went with it. I'm still happy overall though. Like I feel like Celebrini and Kaprizov on the blue line's not awful. So got Rantanen going out there hacking at people and being a goon, and then I still got Pasta and Robertson.
No, that's honestly, I definitely thought I especially because I wrote out all the players and then I moved them around in some spots to try and like make it a little more like, so you got Robert Thomas at the start. So you're like, okay, so maybe the bar's a little bit lower, but then Austin Matthews, like I thought I was going to get you to take Matthews, Rantanen, and Kaprizov as 3 players in the first 5. And then,
I think the biggest thing was how I decided to base it off of, right? If it was just like players in their prime or when they're at their highest, just building a team. But I was kind of going off like building a team right now to kind of go on a run type of thing. So I think like in most cases, I probably would have went Matthews, but again, I've been so disappointed in his game this season that this is kind of the only reason I didn't go with him, because normally, I would have taken him right away. Yeah,
so honestly, I think you knocked out of the park. I think that was a great job. Maybe we'll
I'm pretty happy with it.
Maybe we'll bring that game back and we'll do another one at some point in the future. Maybe.
Yeah, no, I like that.
If you want to keep doing the criteria for a playoff run with how the players currently are doing, can include a couple more defensemen, knowing that you'll probably want 2 defensemen and 3 forwards. You can do something like that for sure.
Yeah, no, but that was awesome. I Thank you for putting that together for us. That was
Yeah.
quite a treat there. But we are at that time now here where we are at the end of the episode. Um, Again, regular episode will be out on Tuesdays, normal next week. But the Friday episode will be delayed a bit. So, but that's okay because that'll just give us more stuff to talk about. Because
Oh yeah.
again, not much is going on around the league right now. But if you did enjoy this episode, if you do want to talk hockey, if you want us to go back and cover anything that we may have missed, you can do so through any of our socials or on YouTube in the comments as well. Braden, it's not our last episode before you leave. It's our second last one. But before we can get out of here, as always, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. First of all, if you played along with us, I guess, during that keeper cut segment, whatever you're on, whatever platform, and if you're not on a platform with comments, you could go to any of our socials. Let us know what you got. Let us know who you picked, who you cut. Do you regret your decisions? Do you think you came out on top? Did you have the same picks as Brundy? Let us know how you did with that. And yeah, I guess just hoping that Matthews isn't too injured, because I mean, just seeing high end talent get injured always sucks. Hopefully him and Larkin can both have a speedy recovery, and Gudis
Absolutely.
can stop injuring country representing captains.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he sees a guy wearing a C with a maple leaf on his chest and just wants to take him out. It's just the way it goes.
If it comes out Radko Gudis is colorblind, I'm going to lose it. He
But
doesn't even know he's played for the Ducks again.
That is it for this episode. One final time. Hope you enjoyed. And as always, we will see all of you out on the ice next week.